Good evening, good evening, good evening. Third, welcome into a night of learning, fun, and more than likely failing. So, we are learning today. We're going to be getting right in as best we can for raids. Alexander, the Fist of the... Don't know how long it's going to take for us to get in there, but guarantee some of the best music in the game. At least to my ear. So we are going to through these. I will go through the fights as well as I know them. Some of the fights I've only done once just for progression. But if you do raid roulette that up, don't have it unlocked here. Well, no, I don't. Mentor roulette can drop you into any duty that you have. Well, literally any duty, because it's set up to where you have to have completed all the content that's available in order to participate in that. And it can be a pain sometimes with that because you'll get into a high level extreme where you actually need to know what you're doing in the fight to progress, and a lot of people are too impatient and just they'll either face pull because they don't want to listen to an explanation, or they will just drop out of the party because they don't want to deal with, spending half an hour wiping. But I guarantee you, it is worth getting through a lot of those dungeons. I think the one that I'm thinking of, Ruby Weapon Extreme. So, Alexander, Fist of the Father, here we go. Hope. One's not at their keyboard. Alright, finding a new party. We're not going in yet. Billy. Alexander's Fist of the Father. First thing you do, you want to pop tank stance. Running through this first part of this is relatively easy. Watch the steam, it will alternate. If you hit by the steam, you're going to take damage. But if you keep moving, you should be okay. We have a mini boss here that is Faust. Everybody's with us. So, pull Faust. Burn Faust down. Looks like I am not going to be main tanking this fight. So during Faust, there are going to be ads that will pop up. You want to just grab them, draw them onto the pile. Faust will go down really quickly. If your DPS, focus on Faust. Let the tanks deal with the ads because they will despawn after Faust dies. Like so. Okay, we're gonna skip cutscene. Because there's storyline in here. The Oppressor, the first boss that you fight. Alright, so this boss, I'm not going to remember everything because we tend to DPS too quickly. But they're going to be raid-wide damage. There's the Photon Spacer, which is frontal line AoE. Move out of the way. The Hydrothermal Missiles. Those will go out, and Beatrice was marked with red spot over their head, so the missiles are going to strike there. Important for mechanics later that we are actually going to be skipping. Look in the video description if you want to know what to do for that. So, now Oppressor 0.5 is going to come out. I am going to go and grab it. Ideally, these two should be tanked away from each other, because when they link, they deal... Come on. Come on! They like to pause. And moving past things. So, you want to bring them down ideally at the same time or near the same time, because this one will self-detonate and it will deal wipe. So that's the first boss down. Not going to be going in for the loot, because it is not going to be an upgrade, and I'm not a fan of what this gear looks like. So we've got storyline to skip. That fight actually has a lot that goes on with it. There are mechanics where you have to avoid the missiles that go out in the first section. There's a mechanic where you have to shrink the missiles. It's a really complex fight. Simple but complex. Right, next one we are doing is going to be Cup of the Father. I mean, the fight is supposed to last like 5 minutes, and we did it in about a minute 30. I'll find out when the video gets made. Alexander. The Cuff of the Father. First thing you do, Iron Will up. Steam spouting contraption. You use that and it's going to give you access to the first set of trash mobs. Come through, you go up the stairway to the right. If you don't know where you're going, you can always check the mini-map. And apparently you can skip these enemies. I was not aware of that. They're still shooting at me. Interesting. Curious if that will carry on through the entire battle. No, after the barrier goes up, it shouldn't. Okay, we're skipping the storyline that's going to show here. Okay, this fight is going to be mainly trash. In fact, it's going to be all trash. You have gobwalkers over here. These gobwalker tanks are going to be important for one mechanic. A hard helm. Ideally, you want to tank everything together right now. In the past, you would want to tank the hard helms away from everybody else because of their abilities. But everything dies so quickly now, it is not funny. The Jagged doll is one that you want to get down. All dolls that pop up you want to die fast. So I will show you what the tanks are for in a little bit. I don't think that there's an issue with these things being tanked next to each other. I'm not seeing a link, I'm not seeing any buffs. So these things just do what you can damage-wise. Okay, see the bomb right there? You'll see the gob tank grab it and pull it away. And that is what you're supposed to do in the gob tank. You manage the bombs. You have some additional abilities so you can do some DPS when there are no bombs, but for the most part, you're on bomb duty. If you don't know what you're supposed to be doing with the bombs, that's okay. A lot of us, starting out, we didn't know what to do, so just... If you plan on taking on the job of doing the tank, as in the gobwalker tank, just keep an eye on the skills. Read them when you hop in the tank. Pulling them all over here. In the past, you didn't want to do this because the Jagged dolls would do white mechanics. Now we should have two large... Oops. Jagged dolls. Hard helm. Alright. And see, tank is down before these things even get started. And that is the second fight. So. Here come. We'll get... Okay. Leave. Get more cutscene. Story for this is actually pretty cool. I do recommend, if you like storylines, to sit down and watch it. Oh, I've got a friend request. It's always nice to have happen after a duty. Okay, now have the next part, the Arm of the Father. Arm of the Father. It's really interesting to see just how easy the fights have become years after live, because this content was actually relatively hard when it came out. You had to spend some time learning it, and you know, even if one person screwed up, it could wipe the entire group. So they've introduced additional modes. Savage mode is what people are doing for content. I don't think Savage unlocks until I clear everything for it. Okay, so I'm gonna have to get a lot of MGP before this is over so that I can afford the danged mount. Oh, we're filling it pretty fast. Oh, there it is. So, normal raids is what you will go into, and it will take you into any of the Alexander, any of the Scape, and any of the Eden duties. I think that it... I don't know if it takes you into... No, it does not take you into any of the binding coils. But that is what is feeding the party formation. Because people don't necessarily queue specifically for the duties that we need to do. So it's based upon Alexander, the arm of the father. First thing to do, pop the iron will. So we wait for the people to watch the storyline. One of my, I think this is my favorite fight in all of Alexander. Gosh, that's annoying. Alright, so we are inside the arm of Alexander. Grab everything here and then rush up to the top. You'll get leaden while you're standing on this stuff. I don't think it takes much, if any, damage. No, there's no damage, it's just a snare mechanic. After you destroy everything, it disappears and you can continue running. Jump off right here. Down the stairs further. Jump off again. And then you take a left at the bottom of the stairs. And it takes you to the boss. Right, boss has been pulled. Living liquid. Boss will change forms. If you go to the outside edge, you will get hit with damage. Does a multi-directional attack centered on 4 characters. You can dodge out of it. Throws a tantrum, beating the ground. Lewis. Target 4 random people. You'll get hit with a liquid attack. Actually, I think that hits everybody, but it cycles one group than the other. Alright, we're entering into the first form phase change. Becomes living liquid. And wash away as a knockback. I should not have been knocked back right there. I was not the direction I should have been knocked back. So pay attention to that. I don't know what went wrong there. Alright, this phase change. Pay attention. Not. Forgive the pay attention request. This boss, we may not get the polarities. Interesting. Lewis. Loose. Frames the juice. Alright, there's the polarity shift. If you get marked with positive, and your partner gets marked with positive, you're going to push each other away. Negative, negative, you're going to push each other away. Positive, negative, you're going to pull into each other. So, mind yourself during those instances. And if you want the full rundown, please check the description below. Nope, 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 nope. No cutscenes. Okay. Go. The burden of the father. We're gonna wait for that to pop. Not much go. Oh, something to notice. This will be kind of fun. See how Alexander submerged, one arm is up. We're basically entering through this arm and fighting up the arm. So we are kind of going to be in the shoulder for the next fight. Alexander, the burden of the father. Okay, this was the first major boss, because these came in groups of 4. So one tank will take one leg, the other tank will take the other, burn down one leg before the other. During this time, one DPS should be running around and hitting these orbs. Protect, or, no, tank. Be doing it. So as soon as the right foreleg goes down, you will occasionally get sucked away into another place. You just defeat the doll that's in there, and then you'll get sucked back to the normal place. Now, once you defeat one of the legs, the manipulator is going to become available. We were not here because we got sucked away immediately. So after the manipulator goes through, it does raid-wide damage, and then you head off against the other leg. Ah, this is something. These things will target somebody and with a line, and if you have the ability, you put yourself between it and the target that you're going after, that it's going after. Usually it was only if it's going after a healer would a DPS step in, but many times all 3 would be on the same target, so you would need 3 people blocking it, or the person that's being targeted would be destroyed, because it would deal more than enough damage to kill them. Okay, now that the manipulator is the only thing left, I'm going to be on ad pickup. There are going to be ads that will spawn during this stage. It's not really going to matter. We're not even going to get the first limit break bar, are we? I'm looking behind to make sure that the ads aren't spawning. Alright, see how all 3 of them are on me? But then somebody went and stood in the middle of one. That would have, even as a tank, brought me down to probably about half. For a normal DPS, it was death. So, that is the arm taken care of. Nope. There. Save. Skip storyline. I'm gonna get out of here because the music could be you. And the quest in. Got a few things to go through before we go to the next one. So every 4 stages, there's going to be a break. It's because they came out in, when they were released, it came in 4 stages each. And they have kept that standard for all of the 8-man raids since. So, you've got the Alpha Scape, you've got the Sigma Scape, and you've got the Delta Scape. As the 70 raids, you've got Alexander, Sister Burden, and then you're going to be next section. But we got to go through some storyline stuff to unlock it. Hello, Mide. Okay, this should open up the next section. Looking over at Alexander because he's gonna move soon. I think we'll get sent down there. Yep, we're gonna get sent down there. It's gonna give us a cutscene. And then Alexander's gonna be up higher. Raised up, not on fire. No bigs. Yep. So before that, there was just one arm out and he was still half submerged. Now he's got the second arm out. And this is what I'm referring to when they can do Idleshire as an instanced place to where your quest progression affects what's going on. They are already doing it. Right. So we've dealt with the father, now we're going to deal with the son. I think when I break these into the videos, I'm going to list them as their names as they appear, but also like Fist of the Father is going to be 1, Puff will be 2, Arm will be 3, Burden will be 4, and so forth. Because some people don't, they want to know, what do I need to do for the 5th fight we're going into, so I think I will do it that way. Yeah, I have not really been up doing a lot of this stuff last week. Brain's just not been into it, heart's not been into it. So I'm glad that I'm feeling up to doing it today, because normally don't do a Saturday stream. Those are fingers. Come on. There you go. Huh. So we're gonna wait a little bit for this to happen. I haven't been running around and doing stuff like I normally do. Because I know for a fact that... Wow. We made it through all of that stuff in less than 20 minutes. So I'm not running around and doing what I normally do, because every time I finish one, it's going to send me back here. It might take a little bit longer to get through all this. We've got the Precision Gordian Shaft and the Tarnished Gordian Bolt. Precision Gordian Bolt. And the Spring. So, they're all used for purchasing. Go and look at while we're waiting for the duty to pop. One thing I do wish the game were a bit more forthcoming with is telling players where they need to go to exchange currency. Because it doesn't say a lot. Tomestones of Poetics. I don't recall there being a tutorial for tomestones. Could be wrong. Haven't checked out the tutorials for a while. Okay, so Sabina is going to be the one that you come to. Sabina, purchase Gordian items. Gordian parts are going to be coming from the father section. So Gordian part exchange. The bolts are for earrings and necklaces, wrists, and rings, accessories. Gordian manifestos. These will drop from the extreme mode. Or is it savage? The step up. You'll see that they are going to be a little bit higher item level. So, Gordian parts, we don't really have many. Got one shaft, one bolt, one spring, and one precision bolt. So the precision bolts, just here. Trade for unidentifiable bone, shell, ore, or seeds. These are used in the level 60 relic weapons. So you'll need 3 to get one of those. I think you need 10. So 30 runs of the 4th. Yeah, I believe it is. Urchin loaf, okay. But 3 Fantasia, and they're all untradeable. When you start your relic weapon, I think at some point I will go through and show you the startings on what you have to do for the relic weapon, because there are many stages. The second one. This section becomes important, and over here, beyond the crystal, right over here, you'll have a pair of twins that you have to... One will give you a daily, and the other one will give you a weekly quest. This thing shouldn't be here until later, much later. Because this was one of the last structures built here. I think it was after the second group of Alexander went through. Identified flying object. Tell me what the requirements are. Oh, it's for Dunsky. That quest, since we're not going to be doing Dunsky again for a... Yeah, the 60 fates are pretty fun for the relic weapon. I think I've got 2 complete relics on my main character, but the thing that I really hated was the light farming. I know doing Alexander Savage, what is it, the 9th one? First one for the last 4 is what people will farm for that, because you can steadily get 64 to 128 per. Nope, can't unsync, but I'm going through Alexander right now, one after each other. Not the Savage mode, of course, but just for my teaching videos. And yeah, they're going down, and I'm not even like geared. The father, that boss went down before he even got to any major mechanics. Got like 1/6 of his life when the ally comes out, when usually you had 1/6 gone when the second one came out. I'm actually surprised it's taken so long to get into the raid right now. Go play around at the gold saucer while we wait. I wish you could get light from Fates, because I would be doing a lot of Fates. I much prefer the Fates over dungeon grinds, because the dungeon grinds just get monotonous. Fates, you at least have some variety, and if you don't like the Fates in one area, you can go to a different area. Right, gold saucer. It's Saturday night, but it's after drawing time. Saturday night, the giant cactpot board becomes available. I do a drawing every week. Nope. And this should give us a total of 1,080. Yep. Please, you just play the odds. That's definitely going to be the best we can. Okay. Might. Yep. Got the 10,000. My philosophy with the cactpot tickets is go for the sure thing. If it's visible, got a chance of the 10,000, go for the 10,000. I'm gonna go check and see if I actually bought some tickets at cactpot last time. I don't recall when I was here last. But this is gonna be a very busy location. Nope. So we will come over to the broker. Now whatever you spend on these tickets, you will get something back. You will get more than what you invest. Purchase a ticket. You can randomize the numbers. Have just as much chance going to get through these fast, so dungeon. Get 3 tickets per week. Per character. Right. Alexander. The Fist of the Sun. Alright, let's see if I remember this. Tank stance if you're the tank. We are now traveling up Alexander's left arm. Call this is the steam jump one, yep. So you want to be hit by the steam in this section. We'll launch you up, get you where you need to go. We got a double Faust. I'm going to go for the left one. We'll tank them together. They go down relatively fast, as you can see. Gonna be an explosion, an epicenter AoE, so get away from it. Then you get Hummelfaust. Faust. And now I'm just picturing Faust as a Hummel figurine, like the literary character of Faust. He goes down very quickly as well. We come to the boss. Alright, Ratfinks Twinkledinks. What a name. Alright, so he's gonna go and Hulk out for a bit. When boss shrinks, yes, this is the one that's got the, you got the different potions that you have to drink in this fight. So this could be a wipe fight because the mechanics aren't relatively known. I'm going to taunt off you for that just to be on the safe side, and you can take it back when you feel more threat. But you are not... You dropped your thing. Okay. So, you have different potions that you can take. One of them is to turn you into a monkey. The monkey one will let you knock the bomb around. You want to knock the bomb away from the party so that the party is safe. Boss is going to use boost. I think. So let's give that tank cover. Yeah. I screwed up on this. Yep. I screwed up big time there. What we were supposed to do there is run over and grab the other potion. The other potion basically makes you float, and that is a ground-based attack, so you want to be floating when that happens. I screwed up there. I should have run over and grabbed float right away. Here comes the bombs away. I will go and become... Well, that is going to suck. I'm going to pop hallowed ground. Okay, we've got two monkeys. They're going to knock the bombs away. Bombs go off with an epicenter deep AoE. Let's toss some heals out. The boss will also target a player with a ground-based AoE that will leave a spot on the ground. You don't want to drop it by either of the infusers to the sides. Shock therapy. You can go out. Got 3 of them this time. But the boss is dead. So for a full rundown of mechanics for this fight, please look below. Check the text below. And hopefully you'll enjoy the fight. And feel free to laugh at my expense in this. So the first area was the Gordian items. This is the Maiden item. You have Gordian associated with Alexander because the Gordian knot. You have Maiden, which is I want to say it's for King Midas. Was the man who had the golden touch. curse, not a good thing. Okay, so we're going to be going for the Cup of the Sun next. 8. We'll just do a Fate while we wait. Good way to procrastinate. You're using the relic. Hot Claire Awoken. They are using one of the relics as a skin. Welcome in, Ultima. How you doing? Do stay away from the Whizzle Pops. Glad to hear. I am currently 5/12ths of the way through my task today. Mound drinks 8 clinks. Burn this guy down. Other guy seems to be picking up the ads. Oh, more ads are popping up. Just heard a knocking noise. But yeah, I'm running through the Alexander raids right now, and if I finish relatively soon, I might go and start doing some of the extreme modes of the trials that I've unlocked. Because I know I can do Ravana and, oh golly, what's his name? Bismarck. And there's also the enjoyable level 50 trials as well. Leviathan, Garuda, Ifrit, Titan. Kind of funny how many Titan fights there are in the game. I can think of at least 4. Got Titan Normal, Titan Hard, Titan Extreme. I don't know if they've added Titan Savage. Then you've got In Titan. And Eden Titan is by far my favorite one because the fight is just... It's a predictable fight in the sense of once you see the mechanic, it doesn't change. It's not a random mechanic of, oh, you don't know where to stand when it goes off. It's a nice mechanic where, oh, you go and you stand right here. Giant monkey. Well, a false monkey. Have I unlocked... Do I have the ability to unlock the hunts? But glad to hear you're doing well. I found last night when I was doing some Warframe, I actually really enjoy teaching video games. Like, intricacies and stuff like that. And I might just make that... Oh, nice! Very nice. Congrats on your affiliate. I could be on my way to partner, except for one thing. I have an average viewership of 1. Nice. It reminds me of something. Not from around here, will me neither. Have a good day. Stereo Seal Exchange. Right. Trying to think of what it reminds me of. Or you are unable to accept any of the bills posted at present. Eustacia. Okay. I'm going to look into how to unlock those, so that will be something to do later. You have plans for your other emotes? Well, I like what Twitch has done with the, you can store a bunch of emotes that you want, and you can swap them out if you need to. So you don't have to upload a new one, replace an old one. You'll just have like your little library of personal emotes that you can put into slots for the viewers. Alrighty, here we go. Killing again. Alexander. The Cuff of the Sun. As a tank, pop tank stance as soon as you get in here. I have trash to kill before we get to the boss. Trash should melt very quickly. Yeah, I'm gaining the bonuses for every one that I do. I'm gonna have a lot of poetics at the end of this. Finding gliders. I don't know if we can bypass these, but they should die really fast. Alright, once these guys are dead, you're gonna jump into this hole and go for a little ride. Machinery Bay 60. Not the boss I thought it was. Okay. Gonna be... We're waiting for them. Because it's always nice to wait for the new people. They get here, we will run up and pull. And they are definitely going to be main tanking, because I am not going to be able to keep up with their threat gen. So, this is Blaster. This is the first of 4 bosses. Blaster has ground AoEs that they will send out that lay down landmines. If you get hit by landmine, you get stacks of debuff and you get paralyzed. Once Blaster is down, alright, he's going to summon clones of himself that are going to be pointed in various directions. They will rush through the various directions and deal damage if you're standing in the way. So pay attention what direction those are facing. Second one, Brawler. Let's see if I can remember what Brawler does before he does it. Okay, Brawler, fists are gonna go and glow, and then he's going to do a frontal beam attack. Arms to the side. Turn directions and do a beam attack. Okay, both hands this time. Okay, so that's what it is. One hand does a drill attack at a random player. The other one does a beam attack, so this is going to be a double beam attack. But he's going to die before he can use it. So if you look at the hands, it signals what kind of attack he's going to use next. Swindler. Well, we found the politician. Okay, so this is going to be, you want to be on the opposite of what you've got. So if you've got hit with low, then you want to be on high. If you got hit with high, you want to be on low. And you can tell the difference between low and high. Does it just go? It just goes into a alternating pattern, like a chessboard. He summoned some bombs. I did not pay attention to the bombs. Talking about the other mechanic. Okay. Come to the last boss, the Vortexer. Pay attention to what the boss is doing. Elemental Jammer. Targeted there, meaning that there are going to be rockets that hit that person. You want to get out of the way and don't stand because it leaves lava patches. Cyclone knockback, AoE damage, grade wide. Be careful for that. Got some... Okay, ice comes out. I think this is going to create locations. No, it's creating ground stuff. Make sure you've got the target that you want to attack selected instead of your ally, because you can't attack your ally. Ultra Flash. Doesn't get a chance to cast it. So if you want to know more in-depth stuff about these fights, please read below the video. Let's get our butts out of here and on to the next one. So much that no longer happens in the fights because they go by so fast. But as I was saying earlier, I think that what I really enjoy doing with a lot of this stuff is just teaching how to play the games. Even though I'm not an expert, I know enough to help somebody with the basics. Like, coming into this game, there's a lot that you don't know about. There's a lot that I don't know about. I had somebody comment on one of my videos about a mechanic in a fight from this expansion that I never knew about. So I was really happy to learn that tip. Because if I ever get into that fight again, I'm definitely going to be using it. But it's not... It's one of those short fights. A single boss. A fight maybe takes 5 minutes, and there's no loot, so a lot of people don't like running it. 880. Got 6 more. We're halfway through. We're halfway through the fights. The last fight is going to be the fun one because there are wipe mechanics, and you're going to have people that want to do things as a DPS does when you don't survive unless the tank gets to use the limit break. Alexander. The Arm of the Sun. We've made it to the elbow. Alright, this section you want to split off. Half go one way, half go the other way. Hopefully you've got a tank on either side. We did a good split. We got a healer both sides and we got a tank both sides. But it's always good to stick with the party that you got. Continue going through. Oh, the tank decided to come the wrong side. Alright, once the trash is dead on both sides, I'm gonna bring out the boss. Some things to pay attention to with this boss. You see the grid that it's set up. You got spikes all around the place. You got the 4 corners. And the boss has a pet kitty cat. If you're tanking the boss and doing it properly, you want to keep the boss away from the kitty cat, because the kitty cat will basically send a heart out to the boss that will heal the boss. Boss is going to jump into the sky, and he's going to go claw machine on a single person. Stun them, grab them, and that tank is doing what you shouldn't do, and that is go over and join them. Because everybody that gets grabbed gets taken over to the spot. So, there's a padlock. As the DPS, you want to go and DPS the padlock. The reason you don't want to go over with the group, whoever gets taken over, because you get locked up, and if everybody's over there in the cage locked up, there's nobody to break the padlock. Fizzle Spark coming out. I'm going to pop cooldown because I've got debuff. Didn't matter. So there's the cat. Cat's right there. Cat's casting hearts. Pull the boss away from the hearts. DPS the hearts down. Good. People that know the fight. Alright. Illyria's being targeted. You're gonna get hit with a beam. They run away from the group. We got the Iron Ball. The Iron Ball will crush you if it gets near you. Deal a lot of damage. So you want to... Doom happening. Got a Panzer doll that comes out. Hope a lot of people are going to get got. A lot of people are going to get got. Nope, just one. This one was the tank that was taken, so the tank just has to DPS an ad that's in there, which goes down so fast. The last one we may not get to, it's a healer. A healer will be targeted and taken to the side. The healer needs to stand on the vent in the middle, and that prevents a dot that's basically on everybody. Poison gas is leaking out of the vent. By standing on the vent, you block the gas. And you just have to heal yourself through it and wait for either the padlock to be destroyed or time to pass. Oh, we are going to see it. So it's going to grab Nana. You'll see they get dropped in there. And I'll be able to tell you if it's a padlock or if it's just time. Looks like it's just going to be time. But, boss is down. Fight's over. More detailed description, look into the text below the video. It is. We are done in here. We're on to the next section. That's 7 down, 5 to go. Get into the fun stuff. Burden of the Sun. Burden of the Sun. Pop up. Yes. There we go. Thinking about doing all of these is just like one giant video, but I think that the basic video is going to be that. Separating it out into the different stages lets people see the entire thing for that stage, and if they want to know what to do in the fight, especially for the first one since they go so fast, they can check the information down below. Ah yes, Wondrous Tales, I need to grab a new one. Okay, I'm gonna go check on something. I'm gonna move myself from the queue. I will be right back. Hey, sorry about that. Just checking on a weird noise that's in the apartment, so nothing major. We're back. Gonna join the queue. We're going to go back to the proper screen. We're back. We are going to enter the burden of the sun. First, we're gonna enter Idleshire. Well, I take care of my mother, and she had surgery a few months ago, and she's getting better. Um, she was in the kitchen getting herself some food, but it was like this, um, loud thump every, like, 5 seconds. I'm just like, what the hell is going on? Then it stopped, and then it started up again, so I had to go check and see what was going on, and she was trying to open a jar of, basically a jar of pickles. So I had to open it for her. And the thumping was that when you got a seal on the top, one tip that you can use to relieve the stress to make it easier to open is to smack the corner of the lid. Means you can't use the jar after the current use, but yeah, it gets it open. What can we buy with our poetics? Stuff to sell. Shame the old materia isn't as useful now. I wish there was a implementation that allowed the older materia to be combined specifically into a higher materia instead of, gambling it over at the goblin's place. Blackburst Station. Yeah. Yeah. Let me show you. I don't think I have it unlocked. But it's like 5 into 1. Before they removed elemental resistance, all the elemental resistance materia I would get, I would come over and gamble with this guy because he'd occasionally get come back over to the bonfire. You talk to Mutamix. Materia transmutation. Not gonna let me because I don't have 5 on me. Yeah, I've only got like 1 or... No? Oh, you have to select transmute materia. They just take... Transmute. Transmute. And it will not be a lower grade than what you've got, but it has a chance of being a higher grade. So if I go with those, and... I'll grab a few grade 3s and grade 2s. So I've got 3 grade 2s and 2 grade 4s. This can be anywhere from a grade 2 to a grade 5. I'm gonna guess it's gonna be a grade 3 though. Oh, no. It gave me a Craftsman Command materia, grade 2. Those are actually still worth something. But yeah, you come and you talk to Mutamix after you've done the quests over here. And you turn 5 into 1. It will never be a lower grade than any of the ones that you put in there, as I said. But you can, like, gamble a few nice ones and get crap in return. It used to be the easiest way to get crafting materia or gathering materia. So try your hand. Blackbrush Station, Oldaz area, aniline. Remember buying up a lot of the old materia just to try my hand at transmuting the stuff. When you did the original relic weapon quests, you know, to get the Kurtana and that line, you had to affix 2 materia to the weapon that you traded to get upgraded into the relic initially. And, you know, with the grade 4 elemental resistance materia that you would get, that they eventually removed because they got rid of the elemental defenses. Just come over here with, you know, stack and a half of that stuff because nobody used it and it was cheap to buy on the market. Gamble that, you could turn probably a 10,000 investment into 100,000 return. But it's random. You can't choose. You can't like say, oh, if you put in this selection of things, it's always going to return this. So it's a gamble. And now that they have introduced, well, for the past few expansions, they've had materia enemies in dungeons where you kill like a group of 5 enemies and they'll all drop a piece of materia. You can use those to gamble for what you want or what you might need. It's one of those features that was added in the 2.x expansions or patches, but not many people know about. Unless you were playing back when it was introduced and everybody was like high on it, or you paid attention when you were going through and doing the quests for Mutamix. Come and talk to these people, and if it tells me how to unlock this stuff. Great company doesn't. That. Who I talked to for that. Right, we're gonna open up the Gameljaw web quests. Alright, final fight for Alexander. Well, this stage of Alexander. Alexander. The burden of the sun. The Voltron fight. I think this is the Voltron fight. Iron will pop it. Hey, we've got the same Dark Knight. At least I know they're going to be holding threat and doing well. Mega Beam, do not stand in front of the boss. Before that happens, you get a knockback, you get a debuff. Perpetual Ray. Unsure what that did. Yeah, this is going to be the Voltron fight. Execution. Destroy the regulators. avoid the AoEs. Remember, as soon as the red circle disappears, you can move into the area again. Right, the regulators are down. Continue destroying the Onslaughter. Perpetual Ray is a tank buster. Okay. Onslaughter's gonna go away. We got these two guys coming in. Tank, pick up one. You don't want to tank them next to each other. DPS will get one down first and then move over to the second one. The skills of both of the enemies are going to be active. So remember the fights from the previous area. I will have to put a link to the other video down below, just so that you can watch the progression of those fights. If a thing of fire gets underneath the boss that you're fighting, pull the boss out of it. Oh, he's coming for this one, Odin. Okay, launch it off me. So you're gonna get a high or low again. I've got high. So I'll only be damaged if I'm on low or on high. Oh crap. Okay, we got the men coming down again. You don't want to be standing in front of any of them. Otherwise that's going to happen. Outside a heal on the healer. Blaster's down. Onslaught's gonna come back down. Is it Onslaughter? And it goes Voltron. Hence the Voltron fight. Brute Justice. Double rocket punch. Don't be standing in front of it. Maybe not. Might have been a tank buster. Missiles, move out of the area. Stack for the mechanic. Apocalyptic Ray. That's what you don't want to stand in front of. A persistent cone attack. Super jump. Okay, so for super jump, you want to move away from the boss, or you'll be stunned and knocked back. Unless it is a targeted skill. Double rocket punch. Double rocket punch is the tank buster. Brute Justice is down. Just like that. Cypher just got hit with that. Mega Beam. I thought I was behind it. I did not move fast enough. Okay, boss disappears. Jumps in the middle. Breaks apart. And does the Seinen. Stop. Stop. Stop running towards me. We gotta deal with these things. Nope, don't be to the sides, don't be to the sides. Don't be to the front. Okay, we got the low this time, so we want to be high. But pay attention to everything in this. This will happen before boss reassembles. If you got enough DPS, you can kill the guy before he enters that phase, I think. But that was second arm of Alexander. Okay. Major plot points again, because this was the end of the second section. That's up for the third section. Up with Backrix. That fate back up. That fate's back up. Alright, wait for Sid to arrive. Oh, destination's right there. Didn't see it through all the people. Okay. Almost to the next section. So, you look at Alexander right now, you've got one arm there, one arm there. Just the front of the fist is outside the shield. Cutscene. Beat. Once you complete the Midas Touch, that was the end of the section for Alexander. Talk to Mide again. And yes, that was the cat that was sending love to the boss. Third boss. Third boss? Oh, he's got two hands out, and there's only one thing left to do. Alexander is gonna pop its head out. Eyes of the Creator. Oh, thought the head was gonna pop out. A mistake. Right. We're on the final legs. Or I suppose you could say the eyes. Yes, this is the fight that, if you are farming light, once you complete all of this and unlock the Savage mode, if you're farming light for the relic weapons for Heaven's Word, this is the instance that you want to do on Savage. You'll be level synced, but you can get through the fight relatively quickly. That's raw. I remember my free company wanted to come along too. They raids. We can get in on the last one. Right. That might make it go a little bit faster. See up here? That little spot right there is where we're going to be doing the fight. Be climbing the outside of the thing, then we get there, and then we fight another Faustian type character, and then we enter the head. Whereas the first one was going up that arm, second one was going up that arm. This is going inside and going down and fighting into the body. Eyes, head, something else, and then the heart, I think. And I might be able to go through and do the savage fights as well. I think I'd... The savage fights you have to do at level, and they're a lot harder than the normal, so the mechanics that I've gone over would be added upon or altered to make it a little bit more difficult. Whirl in the Colossus. I do not think that I've seen goblin structure outside of the one in Idleshire. I don't think the goblins have come up as a... Have they come up as a beast tribe that you work with? I know that they're working with us with Alexander. In the original, it was Ixal, Gameljaw, Sahagwin, and Kobolds. This one, it was Ganth, the Mughals, don't have any of them unlocked. Ganth, the Mughals, and I don't remember what the other one was. Possibly. But yeah, this is the only, like, goblin structure that I know of. I can think of. Goblins helped rebuild Idleshire. What they're doing here. Oh, the Vanu, or the other... Teleport. So we've got the Vanu, they're there. Got the Ravenian Forelands, which is going to be the Ganth, and got the Mughals, which are going to be Moghome. Churning Mists. Then in Stormblood, Lamia. Not sure if they're called Lamia, but they're snake ladies. We're getting elephant men in the next expansion as one of the beast tribes that we can interact with. I'm looking forward to that. Let's go do some more gambling while we wait. As soon as I start doing something here, it's gonna pop, and we can go in. I'm okay with that. So we have not unlocked all of the things in here, so that we can get some extra MGP, Passion for Fashion. This will unlock the fashion contest. You can participate 3 times a week. Or rather, you can get judged 3 times a week. And the other one is Mahjong. I don't know how to play Mahjong, so I don't play Mahjong. I know it's a relatively easy game. Learn. Haven't invested the time to do it. Alright, so come talk to Masked Rose. Gives you a big spiel about this. And once you do that, you can participate in the fashion show. I'm not going to do it while I am in the queue because it can take more than a minute to get judged. But, yeah, I'll show you. Confirm this week's fashion challenge. Current theme is News Desk Formal. So it gives you a description of what the item needs to be in the slot. Well suited, coiled finely, reborn. But then everything else that's on there has to be of a certain level for the fashion. So if you're high in these 4 spots, but not high in the rest of the costume, you're still not going to get the max judgment. And there are... I think there's a Reddit that actually... I'm sure Mahjong is really fun. It's not what I sit down to play Final Fantasy for. But I think there's a subreddit for the costumes and what each item description is actually referring to costume-wise. One of my free company mates is really big into the Mahjong stuff, and they are, they're really good at it. I think they've won one of the tournaments. Oh. But it's also a matter of luck, too. Unlike, the Triple Triad tournaments where it's dependent upon your cards and the rules that are laid out for the tournament. There's a lot of luck involved with Mahjong and the draws. That at the on or a game. Triple Triad. Let's go unlock Triple Triad. Throughout the game, you will collect cards that are used in the Triple Triad. You can buy cards, you can get them as dungeon drops. But it is the exact same game that was introduced in Final Fantasy VIII. Just with variants. A lot more cards, too. I have to enter a match, I'm not going to be happy. Oh, no, it gives me 5 cards to start with. My first cards. My recommendation, if you're going to be doing the Triple Triad, run some dungeons. Get the card drops from the dungeons, especially if you can go through like World of Darkness or the Void Arc. What is that even called? Void Arc, Sleeping City, Dun Sky. Sky Pirate. Go through those, try to get the cards that drop in there because they're 4 stars and whatnot. And you can have 3 3-stars, up to 2 4-stars, and up to 1 5-star each deck. And a 5-star counts as a 4-star, so you can have at max a 5-star and a 4-star. 2 4 stars, and the rest 3 stars, or just all 3 stars. Alright. Alexander. The eyes of the creator. Skipping storyline. If you want to know what's going on with the storyline, please play through, or there are other videos you can watch. I'm doing all of this for teaching the content. Once those guys are dead, Team Vent is going to open up, jump up, bounced, and we are face to face. Alexander and is this level Faust again? Faust Z. That was painful. I might be main tanking this fight. You'll see. Well, I seem to be generating more threat than the other guy. Alright. Once Faust is down, you want to come over and click on the cranial hatch. That'll open. You'll play cutscene. And then you want to select the ingress, which is difficult when you got people that jump in front of it. On this, you want to not park yourself right in front of it. Refurbisher. I remember this fight. This'll be fun. Alright, so it's not gonna turn. He is going to generate these things. They're going to resurrect parts of him. Now can I turn him? Okay, now I can turn him. So you'll see that this is being marked. It means that that guy right there is going to get turned into an active enemy. I believe. Yes. So he needs to be pulled out of that area because that area is going to get submersed. And you don't want him to die over there either because then the scrap makes the boss stronger. Boss is going to get stronger momentarily. They let them die. Wrong spot. He's going to stockpile. You'll see that his damage will go up. Targeting me with something. Away from people. Oh, scrap burst. Hide behind. If you can. It was a little late getting behind that one. So there are going to be more ads that will come up. You do not want them to die in a spot that is set up like that. Because if they die over there, it's going to... No! Forget everything I said there. Forget everything I said there. You want the enemies to die there. So, yeah, if you're watching this, you want the enemies to die when they are on these sections that will get subverted, otherwise he will draw them in and eat them. So, I apologize for the misinformation. So stockpile, he will pull the thing in, eat. Since it's not there, it fell into the lava. Well, it fell into the slag. Okay. Crap, I'm gonna get hit by that. So we are going to have an instance where it's an epicenter AoE. Full Metal Faust comes down. Tank's gonna grab it and pull him back over there, hopefully. Crap, I'm being targeted with that. I'm gonna run over here, hopefully. Nope. Okay, Faust needs to die on this platform. No. On the other platform. Look at that. Come over here. I don't know what's happening anymore, so I apologize. I'm trying to pay attention. I'm going to turn this away from the rest of the group so that they can... Right now I'm just trying to focus and pay attention to everything. Power generators. I think those... want to move. Yeah. Power generators you move over by the downed tanks, and it makes the tanks rise up, and then you pull the tanks over to the area to be killed. Get off there before it continues forward. Alright. So, I will have the correct information down below. I apologize for the screw up in the dialogue there. Not the first time I've made a mistake. Won't be the last time. But at least nobody died this time because I was main tank and I wasn't the off tank. So as the off tank, I would have wiped us there because I would not have brought them over to the spot where they were supposed to be. Breath of the Creator. Alright. Gonna sit here and wait for that to go. Alexander. The Breath of the Creator. Pop Iron Will. DPS down all of the ads that you find in here. Jump on the railway. Have some ads to the left, ads to the right. Oh. Thank you for going tank, Kamui. If I recall correctly, this is the boss that is on a what's the word? On a straightaway. Enter the exhaust vent. Go through the ingress. Try not to stand too close so that people can actually click on it. Yes, it is the boss. So each one of these, if you step on them after the fight has started, yeah, that's not what you do if you're a DPS. So if you step on one of these, it's going to cause an event to happen. And if they start flashing, I believe you're supposed to stand on them. You don't want to go onto the sides, because if you go on the sides, you are going to take damage. He has a frontal ray attack. You want to pay attention to the ends as well, because as you saw, there was a needle attack from either side. That is... Okay, so if it starts flashing, that means that that's what's coming up. So we've got Crystal, we've got the ball drop, and we've got... Crystal, I think, is the hand cannon. Could be wrong. So this is, you turn around and you defeat the Steamroller. Steamroller is going to progressively advance. It's going to have an AoE in front of it as it pushes forward. You want to not be in that when it actually goes off. It normally doesn't progress more than 2 or 3 times these days, but before it would get very close to the boss back there. Once that's down, the boss is going to become targetable again, and run over against the wall. So these are the needle cannons. Avoid getting shot by them. Pop rush. I'm gonna pop a cooldown for that. Good thing I did. That was a tank buster. Charge. Okay, so occasionally the spikes in the floor will come up and prevent you from moving. So you'll take damage and you'll be immobilized. So you kind of want to be standing where you want to be standing in case the other mechanics go off. Particularly the crushers from the middle. But after that main after the transition, he basically becomes just a tank and spank. You manage your cooldowns, beat him up, and avoid being standing in front of these blades. Forgot about those. They come up during the last phase. I do forget a lot of these fights, and getting in them and playing with them. Okay, please. Okay. Down. Moving on. If you want to know the extent of the fight, please check the information below the video. Move on. Now the head comes out. Head is out after the second one. Maybe after the first one, maybe I wasn't paying attention. But it's interesting to see that you can't complete the sightseeing log until you complete Alexander. Interesting. The Heart of the Creator is now accessible. wrong thing. Oh, is it the cruise chaser in this one? The introduction of the real-time what is it? I'm spacing a lot of things. I get some sugar in me. Sugar helps my thought process. Alexander. The heart of the creator. Apply your tank stance. Now when I say apply your tank stance, that's if you are the tank, and if you are actively needing to apply it because your level is being synced. If you're level 60 coming in here, you won't need to do that. So you got a little bit of, yeah, it's gotta be, the aerial craft. I believe this is the first time they introduced the, real-time tactics, type of mechanic. Alright, Cruise Chaser. I do not remember how to tank this guy, so I'm gonna turn him away from the party. Usually a good idea. Okay. With those that go out, make sure that you are not standing on and you're not chasing somebody that is trying to get away from you when you've got one on. When you're targeted, that is. Ad comes out, off tank, picked it up, spin crusher, dodge out of it. Spin crusher is a frontal cone. Optical sight, is that targeting somebody? Oh. Do not be standing in the central ring when that goes out. Deals fairly massive damage. We've got the GA100 coming out. Alright. So that's going to go out. You want to hide behind this. And then... oh, now you want to hide behind it. Okay. You want to click on the duck, active time maneuver. That's what they're called. So, you're going to see a button appear, and it's going to say to do something. Initializing second mode, generating strike zone. Ready? Press the button to descend. You jump off immediately and get out of the center. Otherwise you get dropped in the center and you take massive damage. Eternal Darkness. Is this where he does shield mode? Nope, it's just a big boom. Take damage from that. He does left laser sword, then he's going to do right laser sword, right? No. Spin crusher, get out of it. Limit cut. Alright. So this is where he gets the plasma shield. You need to destroy the plasma shield, marking it as 1 so that people know to target it. So that you can actually deal damage to the boss again. And he doesn't do a massive AoE. Targeting me with the attack. If I just ran away, I'm going to pop Hallowed Ground just to be on the safe side. Got 2 more of those barriers dropping. Can hide behind the barriers for massive AoE that he's going to do. Optical Sight. Many line of sight beams. Just want to dodge out of them. And no need to hide for the second big boom. Alright. That was a fun fight. A lot easier than it used to be. We're on the final fight of Alexander. And, you know, having Kamui as the other tank is going to be very beneficial because I don't remember when to pop the limit break. Here's hoping they do. Alright, so we're going to exit here, and then we're going to queue up. Yes, there is a tank limit break spot in Alexander Prime. Don't pop it at the right time. Massive energy goes out and wipes the entire party. It's why the DPS should not limit break once the bar is at 3 bars because it fills up rather quickly. I remembered that from I got into excuse me. I got into Alexander Prime as my mentors a while back, and I just remembered that I was tanking, and the other tank was dead. I didn't realize that I was supposed to be popping it there, and somebody said, you know, you're supposed to limit break there. And then the second time we went through, somebody, it wasn't the tank, popped the limit break, and their defense was, you said that's where we were supposed to limit break. And it was just like, facepalm moment. So, when we've got 3 bars, and I think you can survive with 2 bars. We'll see. But a 3-bar tank limit break is ideal for the fight, because even with this being leveled down, still take a lot of damage. Precisely, when he gets big and shoots the party. When he goes Alexander. If you've played Final Fantasy IX and seen the fight between Bahamut and Alexander, that's exactly what happens. I'll always remember Alexander in Final Fantasy VI, because it's the first time I remember seeing him in a game, and he looks exactly like that. And he just like pops up on the side, fires a laser beam from his eyes, and then the entire screen goes up in flames. You know, I have Final Fantasy VI, and I think I might play that come November. just get through it on stream, because it's a really fun and in-depth game. Not my favorite, but it does have some of the best storyline plots and side characters. And apparently also one of the most hated characters that appears in a Final Fantasy game. I didn't realize that a lot of people hated Gao. Gao being the feral boy that you find on the... I think it's the Veldt? He's kind of a pain in the butt to get into your party the first time, but once you have him permanently in your party, he sticks around, and he's actually pretty powerful. I think he functions like a blue mage. But Final Fantasy VI is when they started playing around with a lot of the limit break type stuff. Each character having their own special thing, like Setzer in his slots, Diane in his blade tech. Was that limit break, or was that just their special skills? No, I think Limit Break was Final Fantasy VII. They just had their special skills. It's been over a decade since I played any of these games, so remembering is hard. I wonder if there is a lookout point up there. Okay, I never noticed that before. I think I've completed all the Final Fantasy games I've played, except for 5. Alright, here we go, people. Here we go. Alexander. The soul of the creator. Okay. Thank you for that tip, Casual Tank. Okay, tank stance. Grab the boss, pull him away from the group, tank him against the wall. Alright, so in this fight, the limit break is saved for the tanks. After the tanks, limit break, then DPS can use it on the later instances. But, starting out, okay, you do not want to be standing. I'm gonna get hit. I got hit by both of them. Kamui, can you take it over? I'm gonna die. It was my mistake to drag him all the way to the wall. I'm gonna remove my tank stance for a little bit, so I can keep up max damage. Right, boss is gonna teleport. We got these things, pop tank stance back up. DPS them down, drag them together. AoE everything down. This is how you build the limit break bar. Ads are going to spawn. These two I don't think you bring together because they will buff each other. Once one's down, you can kill the other. We got the general's wings. I do believe... Nope, they don't move. They just have to be killed. Alright, so... anywhere between 5 and 2 seconds left in this attack is when I'm going to pop the limit break. If I don't do it right, party dies. So, 10 seconds. Got a nice little countdown. 5 seconds. 4 seconds. 3 seconds. There it is. If that doesn't go out, it is a party wipe. So, boss is going to reappear in the middle. Somebody's going to continue tanking it. Best to keep the boss in the middle, I think. Temporal stasis, this is going to... yeah, it's going to freeze us, and then it's going to create an AoE. You do not want to be standing in any of the cardinal directions from that attack going off. Okay, that's if you pull the boss to the side, tank it facing left or right. Boss is going to go to the middle. Going to do that again, I think. No. Oh. DPS should go into those 4 voids. Casual tanks heading over to that one. Okay. You're going to fight an enemy once you enter the void, and once you destroy the void, you'll come out and join us again. If not, you'll be able to go fight the other ones that are in the void. I think. Blazing Scourge is going to be on those two. I think that's going to be a... yeah. Nope. Don't want to be standing in front of either, any of those. Get a heal onto the healer. DPS are out. Punishing heat. I'll pop a minor cooldown for that. And now if the DPS wanted to, they could gravitational anomaly. I was like standing perfect for that. You don't want to be in any of the AoEs that go down. Try to find a spot on the ground. You can run through the AoE, just make sure that you're not standing in the AoE when it goes off. Mind Veil? Mega Holy. Okay. Move away from people when you get targeted with this. And chain it away. Don't want to be standing next to... okay. The ones that get marked, there's going to be a big boom around them. Don't want to be standing next to them, because the damage will stack. And I moved into the wrong spot. After Time Stasis comes out, he's going to do the Cardinal Direction attack. But that is Alexander, the entirety. Yeah, let's watch this guy disintegrate. Oh, a toy Alexander. Didn't realize that that dropped. Minion. I don't get minions character. Pass all that. Exit. And that was all of Alexander Normal. We go through the ending storyline. I'm going to complete the story quests. And then I'm going to do some extremes, I think. No, I have one storyline trial to do. If you're interested in doing it, it's the last trial of the storyline for Heaven's Word, meaning we're going to be going up against Needhog. If you want to stick around for that, I'd appreciate it, but if not, I understand. There's a lot going on. Alexander, the fights are fun. So I'm going to finish up the Alexander stuff to make sure that there's no pending story wall like there was in 2.0. There's not much for the ending for this, so we're gonna do, what is it called? The Final Steps of Faith. It's an intense and fun fight, and even the normal version wiped so many people back in the day. The extreme version, you really had to know what you were doing. Alright. Final Steps of Faith. Oh. Thank you. Thank you. That could have been bad. We would have gone in and fought Alexander again, but... Remember, if you're queuing for a new duty, purge all the old duties. Even if you get into the habit of doing it, you can still forget. We're gonna go get that sightseeing log entry. Not enough time to do that fate. Just watch, right before I get there, it's gonna pop. It's like the Murphy's Law of this game. If you decide, okay, I'm gonna do other stuff while I wait for the duty to pop, either you're going to be waiting forever, or it's going to pop immediately before you're able to complete what you're trying to do. I'm on top of a dragon right now. It's almost like I'm Shiva. You want to get that joke, play the game. Or at least learn the story. I honestly never saw this floating mountain over here. I kind of hope that in Endwalker we come back to some of these old areas and they what is the word? Interlink the storyline with everything that has happened so far. So that, you know, yeah, we're in new areas, we're discovering new places up in Garlemald, but at the same time we have to come back and, you know, get the help of, say, the Ganth and the Hills and whatnot. I just feel like it would be better for the storytelling aspect of everything. I mean, even now you go back and visit places, like you'll be visiting... I don't really want to do spoilers, so I'm not going to say who you'll be visiting, but in future expansions you come back and visit certain characters. Because it is important to, they have to go back and talk to somebody new. So, it is a spoiler, but it's not an overt spoiler for, like, main gameplay. The relic weapons, Geralt will always be involved with making the relic weapons because he's the greatest smith in the world. He's a drunkard, but he's the greatest... I don't even remember this place. This must not have been used for much. But Geralt is always going to be involved in the relic weapon quest, so you keep running into him. Doing map exploration and failing to talk. Try to talk too fast sometimes. Everything gets muddled. Okay. I kind of wonder if places like this are going to be revisited. I think this was used in a side quest, but it could also be an entrance to a dungeon. Endwalker. And that's what I'm referring to when I'm saying that I hope they go back and revisit a lot of old locations. Is that, yeah, there have been people there, but they haven't explored everything or unlocked everything. Sitting here exploring the map and just ignoring parts of the map. Not on purpose. Two more locations. I really hope they don't do that. Not gonna lie, when I saw a certain thing in a post 5.0 story, I thought Endwalker was gonna go in a WoW Cataclysm direction with the story. I really hope that they don't, because Cataclysm was one of the worst storylines. That would be a bad thing to do, unless it is an instanced setup. final steps of faith. This is Needhog. This is the final fight. I shouldn't say final fight. This is, the final battle against Needhog. You do want to tank this boss facing away from the party. He will have a, alternating set of attacks that are a wing attack, and then a central attack. Summon those things down. They'll go down. Here's the wing attack. And... okay, he's not following it up right now, so... that is a different phase where he does them one after the other. We are currently in the first phase. You do not want to be standing in front of him unless you're tanking it. We got the ads. 2 of them can be tanked. The Shadow Dragon cannot be tanked. Shadow Dragon is going to run around like the boss of Stone... not Stone Vigil, is it? You don't want to be standing in front of him. You don't want to be standing behind him. Untankable. Tanks should pick up one of each boss. Once yours is down, you should go and start dealing with the guy in the middle. Attack from the side. When he turns. Try to stay on his side. Pay attention to the direction indicator on the character. Alright. Phase 2. You do not need to stand in the circles. It doesn't affect the damage that is done. But this is second phase. Tank the boss where he is. That's not an issue. Alamorn. This is going to be the Throwing Needle type attack. No, that's third phase. Alamorn is going to be a massive damage on somebody. Usually the tank. If you get targeted for Alamorn in the third phase, you want to stack and you want to stay stacked until the final attack goes out. Alright, he's going to do this twice. Want to run to the edge. The jump is going to go out. Going to do an epicenter AoE. Get as far away as you can. Heal the healer. Alamorn is going out again. I believe that's only on me. Alamorn in the second phase is just going to be a tank buster, so you can pop a cooldown for it. Geiger Soul, the front-facing line of sight beam attack. There's the second one. Now he's going to jump. No. Alamorn. Damage mitigation up. Another Alamorn. Alright, we're going to go into Phase 3 momentarily. Phase 3 is where most everybody fails. Alright, so we've got the transition phase where he's going to target people with ground AoEs and then he's going to breeze through and breathe fire. Gonna land in the middle. Gonna target somebody with Ankh-Morn. That is what you want to stack for. Stack and you stay stacked. Because if you don't, you more than likely are gonna kill yourself. Or get somebody killed. The fireballs will come out. The fireballs will move cardinal directions with their damage. Hoping I'm standing between... No, I'm not going to be standing between. Okay, Hot Wing. And then immediately move to the outside. He's going to follow it up with Hot Tail. That sounds wrong. And usually he lasts longer than this. What a horrible line to follow that up with. But those are all the mechanics that I remember for the fight. So I'm glad we were able to get to see it all. Got storyline that we're going to skip through. Go. And I honestly want to do some Limitless Blue Extreme. You're down for doing Bismarck Extreme mode? I don't remember all the nuances of the fight, but it is a fun fight. Oh, go DPS for it if you haven't done the fight. Just because you need to know what you're doing as a tank. Let's try this out. While that is going on, I'm going to go through cutscenes. It's funny, after the Final Fantasy stream that I did earlier this week, I only got one duty done. I wasn't feeling very well. So, got one duty, and immediately after, that's when it tossed me directly into the extremes are in the mentor's roulette. So usually you'll get a lot of people that know what they're doing in the fights. And I'm actually going to pull us out of the queue. I have to go check on my mother, so I will be right back. Enjoy the music of Foundation while we wait. Alright, sorry about that. Right, let's rejoin the queue. Need to go to Fort Thames Manor. I wonder if the vigil is still going on there. There might be some dedicated people still sitting around. Nope. The character is here. Yeah, this guy. His voice actor, his English voice actor, passed away this last week. Count Edmond de Fortemps. Sad that he passed, but he was an older actor, so it was not as tragic. Not trying to sound callous in saying that. I feel that the younger a person is when they die, the more tragic it is. Like, acting-wise, Anton Yelchin, one that I think of. He died in such a stupid way. Mortal Chomps. Or... Ah, yes. Got some normal, Okay, Limitless Blue. Extreme. The Limitless Blue. Extreme. Alright. You're gonna draw back and he's gonna come and ram Island. It's gonna stun us for a second. 3 seconds. Crap. You do not want to get hit by any of the AoEs. You want to DPS down these things as fast as possible. When you see the boss getting ready to do an attack, you want somebody to activate the field generator. Like so. Protects you from getting stunned. Dragon killers are ready, so people need to activate the dragon killers. Come stand on this green spot. Stand on the green spot, and it gets you onto the back, right where you need to be to start beating the crap out of the chitinous husk on its back. If you complete the kill you will get thrown back onto the island. If not, and he runs away, okay, I'm gonna pick up the blue guy. You want to tank these guys apart, if possible, otherwise they get a damage up buff by being linked. I can't really pull my guy any farther. Right, we're gonna pop hallowed ground just to be on the safe side. So, these guys get DPS down. You want to avoid the tornadoes. And you want to avoid the water splashes that will come out. Once one is down, then you can kill the other one. Then the boss is going to do big AoE attack. We're going to enter into another ads phase. We are not going to enter into another ads phase because we did not... So, what happened there is that the ads were not pulled apart soon enough, and one of them survived to be consumed to deal damage to this. Okay. My mistake. My absolute mistake. Reminded of the mechanic. You gotta be on the proper ad or you're not doing damage. You'll get a debuff. When the ads come out on that point, and if you are... You have to see which one you can actually damage, and you gotta be on the proper ad. Right. Bismarck is coming in. DPS the chitinous carapace down. Every time you go on his back, always go to that green spot. It's going to give you the least problems. Using turbulence results in vulnerability to Bismarck's magics. The influences of the water magics. Oh, so it's going to be reflecting the damage back at me, so I'm on the wrong one. Heal them. Don't want to get hit by the AoEs, don't want to get hit by the wind. So, because I was on the wrong ad, I stopped attacking so I would stop taking damage, because the damage gets reflected back at that point if you are on the wrong ad. It's much like Leviathan's tail and head. Right, so we got ads again. I believe, yeah, we can stack these guys. But you also want to be careful because you will get stunned in this, and there are going to be weather effects. Weather effects will change. Bismarck sees control of the clouds. We get vapor bubbles. We want to destroy the bubbles. We'll have to alternate different attacks depending upon what weather is going on. We'll want to go center for some, and then run away from the center for the other. But we have got the ability to get on Bismarck's back coming up. This is going to be the first of 2, more than likely. Well, maybe not. We're dealing pretty decent damage, and we might actually kill it. Once Bismarck starts shaking, we really want to get off his back, but yeah, we've got this. If you don't get off his back, you die. And that was just like... And you can't get rezzed because of the way it's set up. But with this group, that should have been Bismarck's death. The 4 people that are still alive did what you were supposed to do and got off the back. I was optimistic in the damage that we dealt, and I'm guessing that if I actually had a look at what Bismarck's life is, he'd be at like 5 hit points right now. So paying attention to the weather. Or not, so... Look at Bismarck. Yeah. That was a lot less painful than the Moghome, and if you want full the full explanation of the fight, please look in the comments below. Check the text below. It'll give you all of the things that even I forgot to mention. And I'll agree on that, because these weapons are actually kind of cool to look at. Expand strip here. They're calmed. Yeah, they left, so I'm not gonna... The extreme fights can also drop a bird, so keep that in mind as well. It's a mount. I think I've got them all on salve. But not from doing the extremes. They were available to buy from some people. But we appear to have unlocked holding cells. Yeah, I'm not up for doing Ravana tonight. Ravana's going to be hard. I mean, Bismarck is the easy extreme out of all of them. Even when it was like new, it was extremely simple. Ravana is a bit harder to do, even if you know the fight. However, the containment bays. Back in the day, you had to get on the back, I think about 3 times after you break the carapace. So, yeah, it's just managing that. We didn't even get to any of the weather changes. We got to see one wind burst, but we didn't get to see a lightning strike. So you just have to pay attention to the weather, what type of weather is going on, and that's what dictates what you do. You spread for the lightning, you gather in the center for the wind, otherwise you get blown off. There's no resurrection once you fall off. So, if you're down, I've got the containment base to do. Not, it's okay. Examine the elegant teleporter. Down there. So the containment bays are the... Alright. There are some fun fights in the containment bays. Just have to unlock them. You can see my progress of sure. I'm gonna be busy tomorrow. A lot of things to make. Examine the elegant tilt. Fractal continuum. The dungeon? Okay. I don't remember the fractal continuum. That... Oh, the fractal continuum I have to go through again? I'm gonna queue for it. I don't recall the duty. I'll remember once we're in there. I think this might be the precursor to the unlocking those places. Doing a little bit of scouting, seeing if I can find any of the A ranks. That just looks... This is a scary zone. I'm actually really interested to know what is down there. Played a game many years ago that I loved called Skies of Arcadia. And it was set up to where this is kind of what the world would look like. There were clouds below you, and you could not go beneath the clouds because the winds were too strong. At one point you are able to go down in certain locations to like salvage operations, but it's like completely desolate because the wind has destroyed everything. Floating islands everywhere. Re-released on the game. I'm pretty sure it's on whatever Nintendo's platforms are now. Originally for the Dreamcast. Got both the Dreamcast and Dreamcast version was the first game that I know of that had DLC. First console game, I should say. Extra boss that connected to the internet with the Dreamcast. Download the extra content, which was basically just 2 bosses. well, one boss and one island. Island was a lifesaver download because you've got experience points and then you've got skill points. The island that you could get had enemies that would spawn that would be what you would get, or enemies that would spawn would be high on the skill point. Kill them, you get skill points. Made leveling so much easier. Able to unlock all the skills. And the boss that I remember was a giant flying insect. Well, I think it was the insect. So you had the regular RPG combat of the RPG, turn-based combat. You get into a fight, engage, and then you had the ship combat, where you would strategize what you wanted to do for your turn, play that against what is available enemy. As you upgrade your ship, you can more powerful things like the harpoon cannon. Later on, there's a like particle beam cannon that you can. Where even is on the clouds? I would really love to know what is actually down below the Sea of Clouds and below Azazla. It needs to be quieter. I haven't even seen any B ranks. Water zone though. Oh, one other thing to mention: when you do the extreme trials, you will get totems, or you'll get items from there that you can use to trade for weapons or the mounts that come from them. Like if you're unlucky enough to go through 99 runs and not get the mount, then you can trade 99 totems. Right. It says those things are seasonal miscellaneous. Like to keepy Jackya again. Okay, then we're gonna go to the gold saucer and see what the cost. See if those can be sold for anything. Because those came from the event for Final Fantasy. Ironworks vendor. Oh. Let's get our gear repaired just in case. Can't sell it. I'm gonna look up what that is for later. Hey, it's Squirrel Girl. Nice player. It's taken a long time for this to load. I know, I'll go start playing some games and that's gonna cause it. Off occur. Yes, I will play. Punishing. There you go. Brutal. Other punishing. Oh, bruising. Wow. So, there are some fast ways to make money in the game. Well, MGP in the game. Wow. Eek. I don't even get my 1 MGP back for that. Once you hit 100 winning from these games, then you will get a second instance of some small things. There we go. Challenge log. The challenge log is the best way to get MGP quickly. Go to the gold saucer. The participate in 5 gates gets you 5,000. Complete 3 gates gets you 8,000. Play triple triad, 5,000. Win 10 times, and 8. Then participate in Mahjong. The other things that will come up would be the... Well, I'll just teleport there. Participate in the Chocobo racing. But to do that, I have to go to Bent Branch Meadows. Other thing is Lord of Verminion, and Lord of Verminion is actually really good at earning you what you need. That should have unlocked the challenge log for Lord. Yep. See, you can get 27,000 just from doing Minion. And that's on top of whatever you win there. Alright. The fractal continuum. Okay, I remember this place. I remember this place now. Toss on your tank stance. So, you're going to be able to go to the right at the first. You want to take the teleporter. You can stop and read the guide panel. It gives some lore. Is at times. But come through. Want to pull everything you can to here. Just recommended. I didn't realize it was a healer that we left behind at the beginning, otherwise I wouldn't have done that. They're through everything. Move on to the next area. Same thing, pull everything around to the other side of this pillar. And be aware that there are going to be things that come off the wall, so stop, pick them up, stop and pick up the next group. If you need to heal to get some threat built, do it. You're a paladin tank. Another type of tank, just make sure that you grab everything that you can, hit it at least once, make sure it's all attacking you. See if I remember these fights. Phantom Ray. This guy will have directional attacks based upon his swords. He will say, okay, Rapid Sever is the tank buster. The second boss that has the other stuff. So you got Double Sever, which goes that direction. And you want to move to the other section because it's gonna be a mirror. Double Sever again. Dodge the other AoE and move as best you can. Now I believe every instance of Double Sever from now on is going to have that same setup. Rapid Sever again. Double Sever, we're going to have the things come out. Maybe not. Okay. And I think that Bob will be your uncle. No real other mechanics to look out for, I don't think. Double Sever. Now you get the... Perfect. Simple fight, simple boss. Things to trade in. You want to come over and interact with the teleporter. Teleporter will take you back to the beginning. And run out. Oh, no, it doesn't take you back to the beginning. My mistake. Drop the Circle of Scorn. Generating threat. Yep. People coming from the sides here. That. Pull everything here. And then beat it down. Pop a cooldown or two. Stuff alive. Guess everything down. Help the healer out. Gaze attack so you can turn away from it. Or you can move out of the area. You don't want to pull that group in here. There's the Flawless Impulse, Gobti, and the Flawless Naga are just part one. You want to have a bit of breathing room after that pull, because those guys are going to come out next. This guy functions as a normal Chimera, so you want him to die first. Stun him so he dies before he can do anything damaging. Got 2 Shabji to take care of after that. Right, and we're at the second boss. That is actually a pretty badass looking Minotaur. Alright, so with this guy, biomass incubators over here are going to play a part in this fight. An 11-ton swipe. Dodge out of that. So, wing, you gotta run away from that. Disorienting Groan. This is what happens. So he's gonna link himself to one of the incubators, I believe. No, he's gonna... He charges at people. Don't want to be standing in front of him for the slash. The Disorienting Groan leads to him charging to random people. And then he does a forward slash that is a large frontal cone. Okay, so he's gonna do swing. When you come over here and activate a biomass, thing comes out, haunts him. He's gonna run over and kill it. He's gonna eat it. Will heal him a bit. As long as you can kill it before he eats it, good. But yes, you open up the biomass incubators when he is going to start his big AoE. And you used to have to use at least 3 of them per fight. Oh. Right, this one should take us back to the beginning. On that, unlocks the last teleporter. Oh boy, this is a fun time. Right, run forward. Generate threat on all these guys. Run over, grab these guys as well. And the last group is coming too. Gonna get a couple of hits in on the healer. Healer will survive. And then it doesn't matter if you go left or right from here after you activate the control unit. I'm gonna go right. You can go left as well. You have to hit all 3 platforms anyway. Immortalized Colossus. Ads will spawn periodically. There's also a treasure chest back there if you want to get it. Oh. Immortalized interception drones. You want to kill these too. You're going to activate that. That unlocks the next section. Final boss is enjoyable. Sometimes I wish that we could just do the body. So if you get close to one of these clockwork things, you're gonna have to kill things because you'll be rooted. The interceptor drone is down. Opens up the final boss. You run to the arrow again. Arrow's gonna jump you to the middle. Pay attention to the grid. Grid will be important. There are gonna be bombs that come into play. Okay, we got the clockwork alarms. You would kill them or not stand in front of them because they will move forward and they will designate locations to be dangerous. You don't want to be standing on those spots. I'm gonna summon a few more momentarily. Hit the bomb. Okay, so they got a bomb put on them. They blew up. Boss is going to do that. It's going to deal damage to everything that's on those platforms. Going to be another group momentarily. That's 3 or 4 of them. Okay, that is a landmine. That is a bomb. So we've got the 3 up now. You're going to progress. I've got the bomb on me. Can be removed with Isuna. But we'll kill this guy before... Yep. Alright. I think for tonight I'm going to have to stop it here because I'm having difficulty thinking of how the fights are supposed to go, even though I'm remembering... I'm having difficulty verbalizing them, so... we're just gonna... Okay, the owlet I will need on because Sav needs it. Raidable. Alright, so I think I'm actually going to be calling it there. I'm going to go raid somebody. We'll see who's on tonight. It's Saturday night. So stick around if you want some channel points for that and want to see another great streamer. But I think we're gonna call it there. I will get the those other 3 things. So thank you guys for hanging out. Everybody that was in here tonight, I appreciate that you stopped by. We're gonna... Ultz is online right now. Ooh. We can keep it in Final Fantasy XIV, or we can do something different. I'm thinking... see who else is streaming 14. Actually, I rarely get to raid this guy, so we're gonna raid somebody. They're playing a multiplayer game, it looks like. So we're gonna raid Cymarino Gaming. Playing Battle Block Theater. I will see you guys over there. Until the next time, I'll see you guys on Tuesday. Have a wonderful, wonderful night. Thanks for spending time with me.